Hello and welcome to Fedmail. Thank you for joining us on this Friday afternoon. I hope you've had a good week and that you are in good health. Cases of COVID are rising around the country, around the world, and in our own community. So I hope that you'll continue to take the necessary precautions and help so that we can all play our role in keeping everyone safe and secure. I also want to remind you that Jewish Federation has a number of services in place to help those who are experiencing challenges, either related to COVID or just in these troubled times with such uncertainty. We can do grocery delivery, bring you to different appointments, or provide financial assistance. And I'd also like you to consider, if you can, to help us in these efforts. Jewish Federations of North America is matching any donations made to our local federation between now and the end of the year at a 50% match, which really should help to ensure that we have the resources needed to help anyone and everyone in our community. I also want to ask that if you know of people in the community who might not be receiving Fedmail or might not be that engaged with our local Jewish institutions like Federation, please let us know about them too. We don't want anyone to slip between the cracks. And again, if you're willing to help and willing to give and able to, now is a perfect time to do it. You can check out this edition of Fedmail. Just scroll down a little bit. There is information on a flyer that says if you need help or want to help related to COVID, you can fill out the information there, make a donation there, let us know there that you need help, and we'll take it. We'll take it from there. I want to thank all of you who tuned in to the program Breakfast with Yoav on Sunday morning. We heard from our past Israeli emissary, Yoav Luxembourg, about his time in the IDF, what he's been doing since he left Central Massachusetts as a young emissary back in 2016-17. Thank you, Yoav, for giving us your time while you're very busy with your IDF service. And thank you to Liz Baker for arranging that, and for Mindy Hall, our outreach director, for arranging that too. There were also students from Hillel involved in the call. Really, really nice, great program. And we're gonna have a series of meetings with our past emissaries as the year goes on. This year, not having the Young Emissary program, we still want to remain connected to our friends and family in Israel, and particularly our sister city of Fula. So be sure to look out for flyers for that. And I also want to thank you for tuning in to the Hadassah and Life and Legacy event with Elaine Weiss, the award-winning author, talking about the women's suffrage movement, the women's right to vote, and the 100th anniversary of that. That took place on Tuesday night, and I think there were a lot of people tuned into that too. And I want to remind you that this Saturday evening, the 14th, tomorrow night, begins Torathon, such an important and fun and educational night in our community. We have wonderful classes lined up. It's all virtual, so you don't need to leave your home. You don't need to worry about wearing a mask. Here you can just tune in and enjoy a night of great learning. You'll even have time to talk to fellow community members who you might not have seen in a while. It's all going to be on Zoom, and really should just be a great program. It's always great. It's always great, and we have a great turnout expected for it. A lot of people have already registered, and if you haven't registered yet, use the link below in Fedmail to do so, or you can visit the Federation's webpage. We'll send you a link so that you can log on to Zoom and take part in Torathon, which you certainly should do. Don't miss that. I also want to let you know that there are a few great upcoming events sponsored by the JCC, which are funded through Federation. And author, more of the wonderful author series that we know, enjoy, and love every year. So see the flyer below for that. And of course, we're also now planning our Hanukkah events coming up in just a few short weeks. So I hope you're getting ready for Hanukkah. I know I am. We're excited about it, particularly in a year like this. Just having the traditions and the holidays, I think, brightens everyone's mood and spirit, and knowing that millions of other Jewish families around the world are lighting the menorah. We may not be able to be together doing that in person, but just the awareness of that, I think, is important. It's an important part of our tradition, an important part of Jewish peoplehood, and particularly in a time like this when so many of us are somewhat sequestered and in quarantine. We're still able to connect through our holidays and our traditions. So I hope that encourages you to continue to take part in Jewish life. There are always a lot of things going on, and I want to thank all of the donors who make all of these events possible. You know, we're in the middle of our annual fundraising campaign right now, and a lot of people have stepped up this year and said this is Jewish Federation and Jewish life continues to be a very important part of my values, of our values, and that's reflected in the strength of our community. And I want to thank all of you who have done that, and I want to encourage those who might not have yet, or might never have, or who never have over the course of the years, to take part this year. It would be really helpful if you would support Federation's efforts and support our local Jewish community, support our institutions. This is the best way to do it, and I encourage you to do it. I think that's enough. I've talked for long enough. Again, I wish you a great week ahead. I look forward to seeing you at Torathon. Again, make sure to register. Thank you. Take care. Shabbat Shalom.